So if you're running a business, you've probably given Google Ads a shot, right? And if you have, you almost certainly know that sinking feeling of just watching your money vanish into the platform with not a whole lot to show for it. Today, we're going to dive into exactly why that happens and how you can escape what we call the agency trap.
I mean, this quote, it just hits home for so many business owners, doesn't it? You know the odds are out there, you see that bill from Google pop up, but your phone is dead silent. It literally feels like you're just setting $500 bills on fire.
So you're probably asking, is Google Ads just a big scam? Well, no, not at all. But it is an incredibly complex system. And, a ton can go wrong if you're not careful. Okay, let's get into it and find the real culprits behind all that wasted ad money.
All right, so the best way to picture a poorly managed ad account is to think of it like a leaky bucket. You can just keep pouring money or, water in the top all day long, but it's just going to keep draining out of all these little holes in the bottom until you finally plug them.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the classic mistake. A struggling agency or freelancer might come to you and say, hey, we just need more budget. But see, what they're really asking for is to pour water into your bucket faster, not to actually fix the leaks. So the most crucial thing, the only thing that matters, is to stop those leaks first.
And what's just wild about this is the sheer scale of the waste. We're talking 40 to 60%. For businesses like plumbers or electricians or HVAC companies, that means almost half of their ad budget is often going to clicks that have absolutely zero chance of ever becoming a paying customer. That's not a leak, that's a massive hole in the bucket.
And here's one of the biggest culprits. It's something called broad match. It's actually Google's default setting, and it basically gives Google permission to show your ad for any search it thinks is sorta related. And that's how your ad for a 24/7 emergency plumber ends up in front of some kid looking for a Mario Bros. Video game. You pay for the click every single time, but you get zero business.
So we've looked at the technical leaks, right? But honestly, there's a human problem too. And a lot of the time, it's even worse. This is what we call the agency trap. It's when the very people you've hired to help you actually have completely different goals than you do.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? Your goal is super simple. Get the most profit for the least amount of ad spend. But a lot of agencies, they charge a percentage of your spend as their fee. So what's their incentive? Well, it's for you to spend more, not less. Their success is literally tied to your costs, not to your profits. It's a massive conflict of interest right from the start.
And on top of that, there's just the plain inefficiency of doing this stuff by hand. A freelancer checks your account on a Monday morning, makes a few changes, and then doesn't even look at it again until maybe Friday afternoon. But the Google Ads auction changes every single millisecond. This is the Friday afternoon problem. Your account is bleeding money all week, and by the time a human finally spots the trend, the chance to fix it is long gone.
Okay, so how do we start plugging these leaks? Well, the very first step is to get super aggressive about who you don't want seeing your ads. For a service business like a plumber, that means cutting out all the do-it-yourselfers immediately.
Every time somebody searches for how to repair a leaky faucet and your ad shows up, you are paying to fund their weekend DIY project. That's a leak. And when someone who wants to become a plumber searches for training programs, you absolutely should not be paying to show them an ad for your services. That's another leak.
And yep, when someone is literally on their way to the hardware store looking for a specific part to fix it themselves, that is your money just draining right out of the bucket.
So how in the world do you block all of these wasteful clicks without spending weeks building lists? Well, a system like Aimey uses what's called an industry vault. On day one, before a single cent is spent, it automatically blocks thousands of these known budget-wasting search terms. It's like starting with a bucket that already has all the biggest holes patched. So this is the modern alternative to that old, broken agency model. Instead of a human who kind of checks in every now and then, you have a dedicated AI agent that is working for you and only you around the clock.
And the best part, the setup is just ridiculously simple. You don't need weeks of meetings and onboarding calls. You just give it your website URL, and the AI literally analyzes your business and builds the entire foundation for a successful campaign in about 2 minutes.
Now this right here is the absolute game changer. The AI never sleeps. It's always watching, 24/7. It's adjusting bids, it's pausing keywords that are wasting money, and it's optimizing your ads in real time. It completely solves that Friday afternoon problem. It's always working to get you more for your money.
And say goodbye to those confusing 50-page reports that don't really tell you anything. Instead, you get a simple, clean dashboard.
You can see exactly what's working, what you're paying for each lead, and see the results of your campaign as they happen. It brings total transparency back into your advertising.
Okay, let's talk about the bottom line. Let's talk money. Because escaping the agency trap isn't just about getting better results, it's about completely changing the economics of your marketing.
$1,500. That's a pretty typical starting point for a decent freelancer or a small agency. And that's just their retainer fee. That's money you're spending before you've even gotten a single click on a single ad.
The new model just completely flips that on its head. Instead of a huge retainer, a platform like Aimey has a simple, flat fee. In this case, just 49 euros a month. No hidden charges, no percentage of your spend. The incentive is purely about performance and efficiency.
And this is the most powerful part of the whole thing. That $1,500 you save isn't just savings. It's fuel. It's fuel for your business. You can reinvest that money directly back into your ads to buy real clicks and get more paying customers. In this example, that's an extra 12 leads every single month just from getting rid of that agency fee.
So it all kind of boils down to this one question, right? In an advertising world that changes every millisecond, having someone check in on your account once or twice a week just doesn't cut it anymore. So if your account isn't being optimized around the clock, you have to ask yourself, who is my money really working for?